The film starts, and at the beginning of this story, we see an announcement on the radio. It is informed that a very strong storm is about to hit. That's why everyone was being told to put up the boards in the front of their windows. Then we see a man whose name was Johnny. He had come to take a tiger. The man who had to give him the tiger was waiting for him and asked him to do you have a permission letter, on which he shows him that permission letter. Then the man shows him a case. There was a very big tiger in it. Johnny actually wanted to open an animal safari. That means he was making a garden. That's why he wanted this tiger. He asked him, and this tiger trained. The man says that it was not present in the circus before and it is not trained either. But Johnny says, I wanted such an animal which is well trained and can scare people. Now it is not trained, that's why I will give you less money for it. On this, the man says that he just ate a horse and he scared 300 people while standing. When Johnny hears this story, he was now ready to take the tiger. Before leaving, the man also tells Johnny that this tiger has not eaten anything for 2 weeks. That means he was telling how dangerous it is, and Johnny had to stay away from this tiger. That man also tells Johnny the way to change the tiger cage. After this, we see a girl, Kelly. Her brother was also present here. Johnny was actually her stepfather, but they both used to live with him, although she used to take care of her brother alone, but now she had to go to college. That's why she came to drop her brother to the care center. She had to go now. She says goodbye to her brother. As soon as he says goodbye, he starts crying, he starts screaming. But a lady standing nearby makes him quiet. And then another lady comes here and tells him that we cannot take money from Kelly's account. There is some problem with her account. Here Kelly found out that all the money in her account was taken by Johnny. Now there was no money in her account. On the other hand, Johnny, who had come back home with the tiger, there were many other workers here who are waiting for Johnny. They all start working on seeing him. The tiger, who was so dangerous, he bites the finger of one of the workers. His finger was very injured. Johnny tells him to go from here and tell him to go and get the doctor checked. He also gives him money for it, and then we see the rest of the workers who are sealing all the windows of the house. Here Kelly and her brother had also come. Kelly asked Johnny, why did you take the money from my account? On this, he says that after your mother's death, all the money was mine. Actually, Kelly's mother had not left any will before dying. That's why all the money was transferred to Johnny's accounts. Later, Kelly goes to Johnny and tells him that I need some money for my brother's treatment. On this, he says that all the money I bought the tiger. With the money, now I have no money. Kelly also knows very well if this man had money, he would not give her, and she did not want to leave her brother with this man. She calls her professor and asks him if I can still cancel my semester on this. He says that you have done this many times. Kelly, if you do this time, when I will finish your scholarship. Hearing this, Kelly had no other way. She can say, you will not do so. This will not stand my semester anywhere. After this, Kelly sends her brother to sleep, and she also goes to sleep. She dreams at night that she is hitting her brother. She gets up in fear. There was a very strong storm outside. We are also shown a man outside whose face is not visible, but there was someone who left the tiger inside the house. On the other hand, the nightmare that Kelly had, she wants to see her brother. Her brother was sleeping peacefully, but she gets a written note here which was Johnny. On this, it was written that he is going to the store. After this, Kelly goes to get water from the fridge, but when she was going to get water, she sees the tiger standing on the stair which is in her house. She gets very scared after seeing him, and she goes to a room and closes the door. She wanted to get out of his house. Somehow she wanted to go out through the window, but when she sees the windows were also sealed, that they were all closed, and boats was put in front of them. She immediately looked up for her phone. She was not even getting her phone when she looked at the phone of the house, but that also does not work because the storm was very strong. After this, she looks at her brother. He was also not in this room. Then she started looking for her phone, and there which she was not getting, but finally she gets it. She calls the helpline on her phone. She wanted to call for help for herself, but the storm was so strong that the call was not dialed. Then she calls Johnny, but his phone was also in the car and he was busy drinking alcohol. After this, she goes to the main door. The boats were also put on it. They were also sealed. She kicks the door to somehow open the door, but the tiger hears her voice and follows her. She immediately goes to the bathroom. The tiger had also come there, but there was a chimney. She was hiding in the chimney. Before this, the tiger would come and catch her. Meanwhile, her phone had also fallen down. The tiger puts his foot on it, and this way the poor girl phone also breaks, and the suit of Kelly was falling down. The tiger smells it and found out the girl was inside the chimney. The tiger had seen her. He attacks her, but she was going up to save her life. Then she sees her brother. They both go to room where the laptop was lying. She wanted to talk to someone on the internet. She wanted to call someone for help, but the internet was also not working. Then suddenly the tiger breaks the door in this room, and she takes her brother and hides under the bed. And after taking a perfume, she starts spraying around the bed so that she can distress the tiger, but the tiger had also seen them. Here he was trying to eat them, and he also tries to come under the bed. That they both run away from the other side, and she go to the kitchen. That was there in kitchen. She mixes medicine in it and throw it here, and they also both go to the another room, but the tiger had also seen her here. He was looking at her from the holes in front of him. He also breaks the wooden wall so he can come near them, but before she could come, she was making a hole in the wall near her, and then she goes to the other side. She went to another room. While the tiger was also coming toward them, she closes the door from the table. She was trying to break the windows in this room, but they were also very tightly bounded. Then she can't break them. She sees the bullet of the gun and starts looking for the gun, but she doesn't get the gun. She gets the paper of life insurance on them. It was written that after her and her brother's death, Johnny will get all the money with all these things. Now she had a little idea who is one of who can benefit from our death and is planning our death. Kelly starts crying and asks God for help. That's when she gets the gun. She now puts bullet in the gun and starts moving forward. She was going to kill the tiger with the gun, but it doesn't work. Now the tiger was behind her and she hides under the table. After that, Kelly goes to the kitchen, but the tiger was also following her. There Kelly burns the tiger on the stove with a little fire, but it doesn't burn much. Then she sees a window, one that was open. There was no board in front of it. She goes out of his window, sits in that car and tries to drive it when she remembers her brother and she couldn't leave him alone. Inside, she goes back inside for her brother and starts looking for him. And there who was sitting in a corner, completely silent and scared. She goes to her brother and says that I will never leave you alone and I will support you in every problem. Kelly ties a cloth on a stick and set it on fire. There she finds the tiger. She had shot him so that he dies, but nothing happens to him. Through the cloth she had set on fire, she was getting the tiger away from her, and slowly she starts going to the kitchen. She had her brother with her. They both go and hide in the freezer. Now the tiger was not able to open it. They were safe. There Kelly puts her brother in the freezer and goes to sleep. That after a while she feels that there was someone outside, and that man was no one else but Johnny, who was coming inside the house with a gun. He had opened the door. When Kelly and her brother came near the door, Kelly was now suspicious of Johnny. He tells her that your mother was also going to leave me before she left me. I killed her myself. Kelly understood from her words that this is the man who had sent the tiger to kill us. Here she tells him that please let us go from here. When she was telling all this to Johnny and he was going to kill them, then the tiger attacks Johnny and starts eating him alive. When the tiger was busy eating him, Kelly slowly starts going out with her brother and they both had come out of the house. Kelly saved her brother, but the man who wanted to kill them became the victim of the tiger. Kelly holds her brother's hand and leaves. So from this story, we get this lesson that if you think bad for someone or plan something bad, then we will be punished for it sooner or later. That's why we should not harm anyone like Johnny tried to kill them. Both but himself died in eternal sleep while Kelly took care of your brother. She herself was in the difficult time, still she did not leave her brother alone, always supported him. So you can also take care of your loved ones. At the end of this movie, we see Kelly and her brother together, and this is where the movie ends.